Let's say your left hand brake light is out. For a test, first test you would do is check and see if there's power and ground. Usually I just use a test light. This has saved me so much time and tells you how many volts are there are. So I hook one end to the ground side and then the other one on the power side, and it tells me how much voltage is there. If you're not getting anything, make sure that you are pressing the brake pedal, because I would turn on all the switches it needs to send power. If you get power and ground, you know your bulb is bad. If you don't get anything, you don't get no reading, that means you either have a bad ground or bad power. Quickest way to check your ground circuit would be checking resistance with your ohms meter. You'd go to the ohms resistance, have one pin directly on your battery power ground, and then check it to your source ground. If you get an OL, which is open, that means you have a bad ground. If you get a less than 5 ohms, that means you have a good ground. Then here on your power side, what would you like to do? I just go, if I know I have a good ground, I go directly to my circuit connector ground, and then I would go down to whatever point I need and see if there's any power going down. If there's no power going down, then I remove the relay, or I swap it with no good one, see if it works. If it works, well, now I know I had a bad relay. Or I just remove the relay all on its own, jumper wire going from 30 to 87. Now I should have power going straight down. If I have power now, that means I either have a blown fuse going to the relay, a bad relay, or a bad ground going to the signal of the relay. So then I'd go straight to the switch, make sure it's operating by pressing the brake pedal and then checking to see if there's ground, depending on the circuit. In this case, ground is supposed to be going directly to the BCM. So if I brake the pedal and press the brake pedal and there's no ground here, I know I have a bad switch. In all of this, in automotive, it pays an hour. Going to each one of these points is what takes more time. The quicker you get to them and start testing is the quicker you beat that diagnostic time. The only problem is if you don't understand how this circuit works, it'll take you even longer, because now you're just guessing and then you're getting a reading. It gets, oh, well, I don't know what that means. Or it gets 10 volts. Well, it has voltage, yeah, but you don't know what your source voltage is. If you don't know your source voltage, which would have been 12.5, then you don't know why your brake light isn't turning on. And if you're getting 10 volts, you might chase a power side, but if you go test your battery and you're only